Hey guys, I'm gonna have to be quiet in this video, so if you have to turn your volume up, then you'll just have to do it, because my other half is still asleep in there. Oh, almost knocked my coffee down. Yeah, I don't have my glasses and I probably look like crap this morning, but and it's the wee hours of the morning. But I had something strange happen tonight. I don't remember falling asleep. I really don't. It's very weird. I just woke up a little while ago and I'm like, when did I fall asleep? I don't remember. I also remember I had a drink somewhere, and I promise you it wasn't alcoholic. Somewhere around here I have a half drank Sprite that I was going to grab, and I can't remember bringing it in the house. I went out to the car to get it, and it wasn't in the holder where I left it, so it's really weird. But I also got this thing, and this is rare when this happens. I wake up in the wee hours of the morning like this, and I was outside going to get that. I did not feel like it was proper to be outside. I felt that my life depended on getting back into the house as soon as possible. Something was wrong. Have you ever had that feeling? Like your life is in danger when you step out that door. Now, that doesn't normally happen to me. But I stepped out into the dark and it was like I was wrapped up in the dark like a glove, man. It was weird. There was not a sound. No animal anywhere making any sound. No motion. It's unusually cool for this time of year. But I'm usually not afraid of anything. But something out there was wrong. You know how your mind knows, there's like a sixth sense you get about certain things, especially when it comes to certain dangerous things, a common sense, but also when your lower mind knows that something is amiss, but you can't really fathom it, but you just feel that it is. Like that little pulling on the back of your head, that something is not right. Kind of like when a somewhat crazy person comes into the room, but you consciously don't realize that they are crazy, but your subconscious, there's that's that thing you can't put your finger on. That thing you can't put your finger on. I felt very naked without my gun. But I went ahead and I completed my task and I got back inside. But I can tell you, the hairs on the back of my neck and everywhere else were standing up, man. It was weird. I haven't had that particular cognition. I'm not going to say it's psychic, because I believe we're evolved and we have certain systems that we have evolved over millions of years that inform us of danger. Of course, sometimes they get way out of hand, but strangely enough, I felt that I should have a gun with me. It was very odd. And I kept my ears open. It was like, and the sound was not transmitting far at all. It was like pitch black, and it was like I had earmuffs on. You couldn't hear. Everything was I'm trying to think of the words for this. Everything was muffled sounding like if somebody were standing 3 feet away from you, you wouldn't be able to hear them moving. It was weird. And I've had that happen, not the fear thing, and I want to call the phenomena bad air or dead air, where light and sound, you get into these patches, or you get into these environments where light and sound seem to be absorbed at very short distances. The air is weird for it to happen when it's cold, because Usually when the air is more dense, when it's cold, you can hear a long way off. But I've noticed these things since I've lived away from the city. There are some nights you can go out there with a powerful spotlight, and the fall off of the beam seems to be very short. The beam won't throw very far, and sound won't travel very far. And I may just be blowing smoke out of my ass. But there's other times, when it's normal, the beam will go hundreds of meters off into the dark, and you can hear a long way off. Tonight was one of those nights when you're just standing in blackness and you're hearing into a void. It's very weird. As like I said, it's rare when it happens, but I think I'm going to dub that bad situation. I'm going to dub that bad air phenomenon, for lack of a better word. Now, I've heard of swimmers getting into patches of water in swimming pools, and some professional competing swimmers will tell you can have what is called dead water. And no matter how hard you kick and how hard you try to swim, you are held back. You can't make any headway. Ships get into that too. And I wonder if the phenomena occurs in the atmosphere as well, close to the ground. But you get those spooky nights like that, those weird things that just happen, and it's like 2:30 a.m. and I went out there to find that drink. Because like I said, it just was a whole host of weird things. I also had some dreams tonight that were strange, in which people I knew in my dreams, it seemed like they weren't there. My other half was there. My mother was not there, and it was weird because in the dream I knew she was gone. My father was there, and he was with us. My dog was gone, and I got the impression that she had passed on. But one of those dreams where when you wake up, you're like, "Whoa, that was weird." She hasn't woken up yet, so I can't tell her what it was. I don't know if I want to. It was a very bad dream. But it wasn't anything that lent itself to the weirdness of what was going on outside. That was just getting myself back in order after realizing I'd fallen asleep and not remembered when I did. So, weird night, and still weird. I mean, even the house, it feels heavy in the house, but it feels real heavy outside. I can't even put into words how weird the environment feels tonight. It's full of apprehension, I'll just put it that way. Something doesn't seem right tonight. Usually when I get these things, something big or something not so good happens. Some big event. And the last time I had this happen, I had the property trespassed on, and I had things stolen. And we've also had things that were threatening to us occur. But usually they're preceded by this weird premonition. And I don't know how it works, but I know to pay attention to it when I get it. And I'm getting it. Those bells, that alarm up in there is going off. Something's not right. So comment below if you've had this similar thing. If you've had this similar thing happen with you. I just wanted to put it in video before the feeling passed because, talking about something after the fact, you can't, even then, it pales in comparison to when it actually happens. You stand a better chance of putting it into words. I don't fear any kind of a man. I don't fear any kind of a beast. But something out there is making me worry. I've always thought there isn't anything that a person can't overcome if they know how to deal with it. You go into it with good training and the right kind of mind. But whatever it is that's setting these alarms off is not, it could be the great unknown for all I know. But usually when I get these feelings, something comes to pass. That's about it. You guys have a good night, and let me know, has anybody tonight, this is the 2nd of April, 2016, if any of you tonight has had apprehensions or strange premonitions, let me know. I find sometimes with a lot of people, these things tend to be rhythmic and they tend to be shared with people. Usually it's not just one person that gets them. And it seems to come in waves or cycles. So I'm wondering now. But you all have a good evening, and stay well and stay protected.